and Odyssey,
Odyssey Judge? Okay.
and I'll hand it over. So it's going to be fairly quick. I'm
No
moving
worries.
quickly
Take
on
your
it.
time. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to tell Deputy Laura, you all are over there with a heater on. Y'all should be ashamed.
I know very well.
I cannot believe y'all.
You should hold it, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to warn Deputy Laura what you all are plotting over there.
I didn't know. Unlock it up.
We're talking about the three.
All right, so everyone, there's a jury outside, so somebody's gonna have jury selection today. And excuse me, the person who's on Zoom, you need to show your video.
Do this.
What is your name?
Moses Martinez.
All right. You need to show your video.
I don't know how to work this phone.
All right, then you need to come to court because you were supposed to be in court anyway.
I'm his sister. I'm trying to help him, but I do not zoom it. Okay.
All right.
Wait, just a second. Oh, yeah, yeah. You had it a while ago, didn't
Yeah,
you?
but it moved
Oh,
my
well,
system.
yeah.
Let me see the file for Moses Martinez. Thank you. I'm trying to make sure I don't have it.
He's been in the phone for an hour.
All right, so this is what's going to end up happening.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You have a judge? Okay.
Yes. You need to be in court.
Okay, I'm on my way to court then, ma'am, because I don't understand this phone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yes.
All right, and John Young, who is your client? Is your client in custody or on bond?
On bond.
All right, and what's your client? And what is your client's name?
Cesar Gutierrez.
Okay. All right, state what is happening with Cesar Gutierrez? Okay. Okay. All right.
You did.
Same information I just relayed.
Oh, I didn't hear you. That's why I moved up.
That Jason was going to sign it. For some issue with the indictment.
That what?
It's signed a dismissal because of an issue with the indictment.
Yes.
Is that,
That's what you said.
so Jason, you do that exactly.
This is a case that's already been indicted twice
Okay.
for the same reason.
Okay. Hello. Hi, how's it going?
That's good, how are you?
All right, I just saw you a while ago and I said, when are you gonna come to the 187th? And here you are.
Looking into existence.
Yes. Yeah,
It's already.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah. Everybody, can you tell her to bring up, oh, okay, cool.
Mr. Green, I'm not, they're still checking.
Thank you. That way, if they need a restroom break, they can have the restroom break.
Yes.
Okay, need anything else from us?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
If you notice that the jurors tend to go through the same cycle that people in airports do when they're hung up for the first half a day or more. They first they're standing around.
Mhm.
Then they're sitting down, and then they're laying down on the floor.
Oh, yes.
And then they start setting up little encampments.
Mhm.
They
The
go through
groups,
all
yeah.
those cycles. During the one day they're here.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I always, for example, whenever I'm taking off on a flight or something and it's delayed, I always tell people, we're all adults. If you could just tell us what's going on, because many a times I'll approach and, sometimes they're upset. They're like, where? I'm like, this is all I want to know. I have to catch a second flight. Is this gonna make me miss my second flight? And if so, can we reschedule that second flight? Then if not, it's like, thanks for letting me know. I'll come back tomorrow. It's fine. Do you know, we once had a situation where, well, two times. One, the plane can go because of weather. And some people wanted the plane to still go. And they're like, "Oh, I really need to go." I'm like, so if the plane crashed, you're telling me you're gonna be fine with that? And then I said, then one time they said they needed to take everyone's carry-on luggage, no carry-on luggage because of the weight of the plane, and they had to balance it. People didn't want to give it up. I'm like, is that carry-on luggage worth potentially this plane crashing because it's not balanced? I told the lady, here you go, take mine.
When the 737 issue came up and there were crashes and they rounded all of them. My grandson and I were in Washington DC on a vacation
Mhm.
and we're coming back. We found out about it when we got to the gate.
Yeah.
And there was a handwritten note paper sign on the gate that said the flight was canceled. That's all.
Yeah.
And we wound up spending 3 days camping out in various airports, hopscotching back towards.
Let me just tell you, one time our flight got canceled and we were in Florence. Looking back on it, I wish I would have,
Got the bus.
no, I wish I would have just enjoyed, I'm trying to live in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, can't do anything about it. So who's here? Let me call this. Who's here on Sandy Garcia? Where's the attorney for Sandy Garcia? Norma, can you call that attorney and tell them to come back quickly? All right, Cesar Gutierrez. Okay. Hello. Hi. So we'll see what's happening here. So that's where we are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Is there some way we can arrange to have it be a summons instead of a bond?
No, what we can do is, I can ask, well, you can ask the state when it's re-indicted to let you know, and they can give him a specific date to come in
That would be
and
good.
see if they'll do it as a summons. Like I have no control over, I do a summons because I won't know when it's filed.
He's already said he doesn't have any control. I already asked him that.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe if they'll just let you know when it's going to, when it is re-indicted, you can come back to this court and I'll know the history.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, I will be. Which three? So I can't forget it. I'm sorry, just trying to.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I caught that, so try to trick you.
I know,
Thank you.
it's just,
Nobody wants to have you in trial. I'm like, but John.
no, he's just, he read the indictment.
Yeah.
Before he went to court.
And it's like, first one, picture.
Yeah.
He's off today, and now we've got one.
Figure out how to do the magnolia seed. So I'm reading up on how I'm supposed to do that.
I have no idea how, because I know, I have never seen, despite the millions of seeds the sheep tree
Mhm.
puts out every year. I've never seen a free range magnolia. So,
Yeah. You're welcome. All right, is the person here on Sandy Garcia? Okay. All right, what's the name of her client?
It's on page 4.
All right, could I see the file on Alvarado? All right, Deputy Laura, on Alvarado, if you can let him know, we're going to recall him for September 19th. The defense attorney has medical issue.
Here for Lindsay on it. Discovery. Not very good with that, but I think last name is Trank. Yeah. Yeah, whatever, yes, if that's what you need to do, yes. Thank you. They're gonna try one more time to talk to the complainant, and I think it's gonna be dismissed next time. Okay.
Tran? Tran?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Morning, Judge.
I didn't pronounce your first name because I didn't want to mess it up. So how do you pronounce it?
June.
Okay. All right. All right. So Where are we on discovery? What's happening?
So Judge, I checked, there were two discs that were included in our file, I checked them, or had her check them, she said that it was the same things that were already up for the discovery.
Okay.
The only other step I had is I was gonna call the complaining witness to see if there was any other evidence that they had. I assume that they brought up against everything, I just want to double check, make sure.
All right, so how much time do you need for that?
I just emailed our victim advocates, I'm gonna call someone from that company, to see if we can set this up relatively soon. So maybe 30 days, that might.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Give me a 30-day reset on Mr. Tran, please.
It'll be October 17th.
Okay.
All right, October 17th. Thank you for addressing appropriately for court. They're going to give you a reset form, and once you receive it, you're excused.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Okay, okay.
All right. Just give me one moment.
Yes, yes.
All right, could I see the file on April Garcia?
Adams.
All righty. All right, Ms. Garcia, April Garcia? Let me see, unless it's one of those sheets. Taurus. Okay, yes, I don't have that one unless it was a sheet.
Let me retrieve that file, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so my understanding, your case has been dismissed. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
oh, you're welcome. Well, it's your attorney in the state. So here's the thing. I don't know anything about your case. Whatever brought you here, just make sure everything is okay with you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Maybe be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, you may be excused. And Will, you can have him file something as well.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. Just bring it to my attention because everyone will not know what happened in the case. All right, Sandy Garcia. And is this a plea on just one case? Hi. Hi. Hello.
In front of the mic.
Counsel, you on this side. And counsel, is this just a plea on one case?
Just one case, yes, sure.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1936, State of Texas versus Sandy Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Michael Collins, attorney for defendant, present and ready, Your Honor.
And are you Miss Garcia? Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Ms. Garcia, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of prosecution third or more? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and
Judge.
up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Judge.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe she is and was, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Judge.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 1937. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense is at the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Judge.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes.
I've reviewed that with my client, Your Honor. We have no objections.
Right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I've spoken to my client about her situation, Your Honor. She realizes she's been making bad choices, decisions. She's got family here that's supporting her.
Mhm.
They've been here in the last couple settings, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so I think she realizes she's got people out there that care about her.
Who's her family?
Family members.
All right. Oh, thank you. And over here, no feet on the furniture. No, I'm talking about over here. Yes. You're not at home. We don't do that here. All right, and then the sister is here. Thank you. All right. So let me ask you, do you have any children?
Yes, just what I've been wanting to talk to you because I didn't deny your spirit also because I didn't want it, because I was successful and it did help me. But I have a baby now.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to make better choices since you have a baby. Okay, how old is your baby?
She's 19 months.
And who is she with?
She's currently with my mom.
All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
No.
Okay, because I see this is from 2022. So what have you been doing?
Well, I had fall off with the wagon after I finished Esperanza, but I get back on after I had my baby.
Okay,
And I had a minor slip up and just trying to get back on there. I knew getting on probation or going to jail was gonna get me back on there.
okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna send you back to Esperanza Court.
Okay.
Yeah. I know this is from 2022, but it appears that you need somebody to just watch over you for a little bit because you're going to be on probation for 2 years. That program is 2 years long. And you need somebody to keep you in line. And let me just tell you why. I realize it's from 2020, 22.
No, Esperanza in 2018.
Okay. All right. So this is from 2022, right? What we're here for today. And so I need for them to be able to monitor you the way you should be monitored. Because the one thing we don't want is we don't want you to be back here because then CPS is going to get involved and they may end up taking custody of your baby.
My wife's 2 months.
Oh, well. All right, I'm glad you saw what you should be doing.
I did the best thing for my daughter.
Yes. Okay,
I see her and I'm involved in her life, but
all right.
you know,
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And she'll know who, she's with your mom, so she'll know who you are.
That's who I am.
Okay. All right, have you been employed since this happened?
Since last Esperanza? No.
All right, so in this court, I require you to get employment, okay?
Mm.
And they'll be able to look to see if there are any mental health issues or anything that's going on with that. And you said you fell off the wagon. What did you fall off the wagon with?
The same, the same.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. Take in consideration 2024 CR 1937. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Proof of employment. Within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's 200 hours of community service restitution, and I'm going to order parenting classes. Once those are completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. Then at probation's discretion. We're going to do the TAP evaluation and Esperanza court referral in custody. They'll be able to see you before the week is out. Probation is, oh, and then what is the class? Is this the AIDS awareness class? All right, the AIDS awareness class. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Is there anything else you need for me to be successful? All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Mhm.
All right, so we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful, communication is key. Talk with your probation officer. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back here, okay?
Okay.
And remember, wherever we are currently in life, that doesn't mean that's where we're going to end up. So we can always still do better and improve, okay? I know you can succeed.
I know, I've done it before.
Yeah, you've done it before, okay. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have excuse, Your Honor.
Yes,
Have a seat. Oh, Judge, wait, can I ask one question?
sure.
Is it okay if I could see my baby next week? I haven't been able to see. her.
No, they don't allow that, no.
Okay.
Deputy Laura's like, no. You know, when people want to see people, they need to ask you because you're security. And Deputy Laura. What is happening with Guzman? Fräulein Guzman Velasquez. Rafael Leal, what is happening with your case? What's happening with your case? What is happening with your case?
Oh, this was a deadline due date.
Yes.
And we just need to get a trial date, I suppose.
All right, can I see the file on Fräulein Guzman?
And my client can come over?
Yes. Is there an interpreter here?
I have called them down, Judge, and
All right, just have a seat.
there's one
Oh,
back there.
all right, awesome.
Hold on 1 second.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
It's Velasquez, Guzman Velasquez. All right, okay, thanks. All right, just have a seat. We're gonna call the interpreter to come back. Yes, I have it here.
Okay.
And your client?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Martin Torres. Okay, so CPS records, do they exist or no? Ah,
You just handed them to me a little while ago.
thank you. All right, any other outstanding discovery?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, and state, were you able to tender an offer previously? All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a plea deadline date because you just got CPS records. Ms. Ferguson, on Martin Torres, can I have a 20-day reset for plea deadline date, please? Okay, October 7th is your plea deadline date.
Thank you.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. Richard Cantu? Oh, on this one? Oh, yes, yeah. I apologize. Oh, no. This one was dismissed. I gave you the dismissal. You should have it. Richard Cantu? No, April Garcia.
Oh, April, okay, but that's what you want to take to the file that we can write up.
No, I wrote it in there.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
All right, thank you. Oops. There you are, thanks. All right, are you all entering a plea? Court is calling 2021 CR 11554, State of Texas versus Richard Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Robert Ramirez for Mr. Cantu, Your Honor.
and are you Mr. Cantu?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cantu, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision or Deferred Adjudication with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it and sign it?
yes,
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes, sir.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cantu, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with obstruction or retaliation as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison. and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes,
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
After being restored to competency, yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you believe he was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cantu, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
no, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
According to the plea, there's a $400 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes,
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 50 hours of community service restitution, drug court evaluation, and MIC evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
guilty.
State, any evidence?
State officer exhibit 1 and all evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
Judge.
yes.
I think he said not guilty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said guilty. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty or no contest?
Contest.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for hearing that.
State offers, state exhibit 1 and all evidence.
No objection.
All right. And just to be sure, did you want to enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
To be in a probation for 3 years, I
Yes.
didn't want to, but he offered me to get off the streets. It'd be better for me to go talk to somebody like in the probation office.
Well, no,
He
no,
was
no.
gonna give me freedom today, but he told me to wait for like 2 or weeks in incarceration. I told him, no, I just take the 3.
No, 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 no. Here's the thing. I don't want for people to just take agreements in this court just to be taking them. If you want a jury trial, we can give you a jury trial today.
That means release today.
No. You want to talk to him about that? We can go off the record. Let me explain to you about being released. Number one, they're asking for a MIC evaluation and a drug court evaluation. I'm going to order that that be done in custody, so you will not be released today.
So.
So,
I don't
so
know.
you're not going to be released today. And I don't want you to enter into a plea bargain agreement and your whole basis for entering into a plea bargain agreement, or even a little bit of entering into a plea bargain agreement, is you're going to be released today. Because those are expectations that are not appropriate expectations. Because you may not be released today. And I have to make sure that plea agreements, when they're entered into voluntarily. That's why I asked those questions. Have you been promised anything other than the plea bargain agreement? So the 4 corners of this document, that's your plea bargain agreement. Anything else is outside, and that's not a part of your plea bargain agreement. And you can't think that you're going to get specific things that are outside this agreement. So do you want to discuss that with your attorney? Are you sure?
Yes.
I would feel better if you did.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Just for the record, Your Honor, I did explain it to him, but.
Oh, no,
we got a
I'm
little
sure
bit
you
of
did.
consistency, so.
We still have Moses Martinez.
Moses Martinez.
Who is the next one?
Yes.
Yes, okay, just make sure. Martinez, okay, just they're ready to approach on.
All right, Moses Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I have an updated letter and it's in relationship to the conditions that pretrial services have set for you, or I should really say conditions that a previous judge set for you. And one, because you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Since you submitted an affidavit of non-ownership, that means that you're not allowed to drive a vehicle at all. Do you understand?
Yes,
So how did you get down here today?
my sister dropped me off.
Oh, where is she?
She had some appointments in Paris.
I'm sorry, what?
She had some appointments she had to take care of, and she dropped me off.
Do you,
But I'm in the bus. I know how to drive the bus.
no. Do you live with your sister?
Yes, my sister lives right next door to me.
State?
Yes, sir.
All right, so on this case, there's an updated letter from pretrial services. He has issued an affidavit saying that he's not driving, he doesn't own a motor vehicle. He's telling me that his sister lives next door to him and she has a vehicle. So I don't know if you all want to continue with the ignition interlock or do y'all want the home breathalyzer?
Your Honor, can I say something? I bought me a bike, Your Honor, and that's how I clean around.
All right.
Test bike, and I was doing an AA meeting, and this truck came and struck me. I have a police report.
Okay,
Struck me so hard, knocked me out. You know, I'm still hurting right now,
okay.
but I got me a bike. You know, I still have to get around.
All right, so a bicycle?
Yes, I tested
All right.
bike.
Judge, in lieu of affidavit of not driving and not a restricted vehicle and home device. I'm familiar with the case, Your Honor. It's a DWI third.
Yeah, it's a DWI third.
Stay with you.
All right, so we'll do that. And I'll ask that the fees be waived.
Yes.
Thank you. What I can tell you is that's a third-party vendor. I can say waive the fees, but I really have no jurisdiction to force them to do that. So we'll see. And I'll give you 7 days to comply with that. Do you understand?
What is that now?
It's a portable alcohol monitor.
Okay, I have to put that on there.
No, you don't
No,
put
no,
it
no.
on.
You don't put it on your bike or
Carry it
anything.
with you,
Oh, okay.
so you can't drink like.
Okay, that's fine with me.
All right, and Norma, let's just reset this for 30 days for discovery. I know that this has already been set probably for a different date. But what date? Okay. All right, and State, you're excused. All right, so we'll put discovery for him on October 17th. All right, so make sure you have your pretrial services number, officer's number.
Yes.
All right, make sure you call them and this is going to be placed in the system. All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And Norma,
I'm listening.
oh, thank you. Don't leave those. You're going to get a reset form.
Okay.
Yes, you ready?
No, sir.
All right, we're back on the record and 2021 CR 11554. All right, so, sir, Mr. Cantu, do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes.
And you understand that in accepting this plea, that does not mean that you're going to be released today.
Yes.
And most likely you will not be released today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And knowing that, do you still wish to continue?
Yes.
All right. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, and you have entered a plea of no contest. Do you still wish to continue with the no contest plea?
Yes.
And state, do you have any evidence to support the plea?
No objection.
Right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. He's been in for going on 3 years now, and he's come a long way through the restoration process. A lot of that was him trying to do it. And he wants to avoid a second TDC conviction, so he wants to give to try with probation, Your Honor. He appreciates the opportunity, and he knows that it's the kind of help that he needs, and he asks the court to follow the plea agreement. But given that he has been in for 3 years, Your Honor, we ask that he be allowed to be released and to report for the TAP evaluation, the screening, and the MIC evaluations at the court's discretion.
All right. And if you're released, do you have a place to stay?
I'll go to heaven for hope.
All right. There's going to be a $400 fine.
We
That'll be probated.
Yes, Your Honor, we ask that it be probated.
3 years deferred adjudication, 50 hours of community service restitution, MIC evaluation, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Ms. Abrams, how long is it to do a MIC evaluation in custody?
But that timeframe could vary from 2 weeks to a month and a half.
All right, then that can be out of custody. We'll do a TAP evaluation in custody. Felony drug court, I don't think they're going to accept him because he's been in lockdown in and out of the state hospital for 3 years, so they're not going to accept him. So the felony drug court evaluation, we can just hold that in abeyance. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And he is homeless. My understanding, he's going to be staying at Haven for Hope. So defendant is to reside at Haven for Hope. Anger management. And probation. Is there anything else? Thank you. Regular random UAs.
And I do apologize, but said $100 prorated, even preferred communication, and then you put.
50 hours of community service restitution. All right, is there anything else that you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know. I'm sorry, back on the record. Ms. Abrams, we'll do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. All right, now we're off the record. So with Center for Healthcare Services, make sure you check in with them. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Guzman Velasquez. Guzman Velasquez, come on down.
For Mr. Leal, may have stepped down for him.
All right, are you working with Mr. Leal?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm doing the Plea advisal on behalf of the MAC, so we should be completed today on that.
Okay,
They should have what they need.
all right, so you were given a plea offer. Are you requesting a jury trial? Oh, translator, I'm so sorry. Oh, this is Mr. Guzman.
And Josh, I can go check with Mr. Leal or give him a call just to make sure he's here, since I'm not actually representing the
Oh,
gentleman.
that's
So
fine.
if the court wouldn't mind, I can step out and do that.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
I can tell you he's not out there, but okay. Yes. Oh, we found him. Hi. Hi. Are you requesting a jury trial? Today is your plea deadline date.
Jury trial.
All right. State how long you expect this trial to last.
Probably 3 to 4 days, so it's a little bit longer. We have to translate documents. Video interviews, but that jury at least need to be able to have access to.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Criminal Trial Division, 3 days, jury trial. All right.
December 10?
Yes,
Okay,
and you need to be here at 9 a.m.
I will.
9
Judge.
a.m.
For jury trials, I will.
All right. Mr. Guzman Velasquez, the court will not consider any further plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Deputy Laura, you can take him back.
He's talking to the immigration lawyer, Judge?
Oh, they're gonna have to, we have a jury outside, so
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
that's okay.
Garcia. Ramírez Sánchez.
I'm also here for Sandoval. Where do we have this?
Sandoval.
Johnny, oh, Sandoval. All right, Johnny Trevino.
This morning, I had let the court know on Friday that I was gonna be out of town and
Yes,
I showed up at 12 o'clock and I don't know if he's still on Zoom.
no, he's not. Are you sick?
I feel a little sick, but
Well, don't stand so close. What I can do is I can recall it for tomorrow.
that works.
All right, Norma, Johnny Trevino is being recalled for tomorrow
I'll give him a call.
and it's
Judge.
gonna be 1:30.
No, no.
All right, see you tomorrow at 1:30.
Okay, Judge. Is it possible to come in the morning at all? I have a meeting lined up from 1 to 4. Like something
Yeah, because there's going to be a jury being selected
okay.
most likely.
okay.
You can appear by Zoom if you want to, but you need to Zoom in at 1:30.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll make arrangements, Judge.
All right, thank you. Oh, yeah.
I just remember.
Yeah, you had, and I was like, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, are the parties ready on Romero Sandoval?
Joseph, Judge, let me see if he's outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Go again.
Yes, the attorney is hopefully. Ah, awesome. All right. Excuse me, the people who are in the box, if y'all could move down that way. Court is calling 2024 CR 3630, State of Texas versus Romero Sandoval. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? All right, thank you. For the defense?
The attorney of record is Monica Guerrero. Joseph Stateson standing in. Mr. Sandoval, will you give this court permission for me to do this plea in place of Ms. Guerrero?
See.
Yes.
All right. And we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English? So help you God.
I do, Your Honor.
All right. And if you'll state your name for the record.
License number 2203.
All right. And are you Romero Sandoval?
See. Yes.
All right. All of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
See. Yes.
Okay. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? And
Yep.
did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Sandoval, did you review what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
See. Yes.
And did you sign it?
See. Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
See. Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceeding on count 2, waiving and abandoning count 1, 3, and 4. Count 2 being indecency with child contact.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
See. Yes.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on count 2, indecency with the child by contact? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
See. Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
No lo entendí.
I didn't understand.
All right. Did you understand when you entered into a plea bargain agreement with the state, you were giving up the right to have a jury trial, the right to remain silent, and the right to have you or your attorney question any witnesses the state would call?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sandoval, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
No.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No.
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count 2. They're recommending deferred adjudication. There's to be Chapter 62 compliance. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Sí.
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you sign it in both places?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years and there be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Sí.
Yes.
Then to the offense in count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No me opongo.
No contest.
State, any evidence?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Waivering Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations?
Sí.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Yeah.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you understand that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find him guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as he's applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would ask that you follow the plea bargain agreements. And just so that you're aware, Monica Godetto and I admonished him on Chapter 62. He owns his own company. He does construction, remodeling houses. And sometimes there are, not sometimes, but often, there would be a family in a house that he has to remodel. So he would be around other families, and those families could have children. But he doesn't work in a place that's primarily to accommodate children. We just want to let the court know that it could be around younger age individuals based on his employment.
All right, and so why should I follow this plea bargaining agreement?
And we could speak with the parent.
All right. And how old is the complainant currently?
7 years old.
So I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming the parents believe it's in the complainant's best interest not to come in?
There's a lifetime registration that he'll have to report. That he could have restrictions where he lives, where he goes and travels. He'll have to have permission to leave the area. He's confined here, but long after, assuming that if it's granted, assuming he finishes deferred, he has a long period of time where he would still have to annually report. And it comes with a slew of conditions.
And the complainant's mom is present.
All right.
One more thing, Your Honor. His work may require him to travel, perhaps outside Texas. He did have a request about whether or not, I know it may be premature, but whether he could travel to Mexico, but I told him that he will need travel permits and oftentimes.
I'm not letting him travel to Mexico at this time.
Yes, yes, Judge.
And here, and let me explain, this is my concern from what I read. He should not be allowed into any home where there are underage children unless he gives them the facts of this case. And when I say the facts of this case, the age of the child, because I think, rightly or wrongly, that nobody would want someone who has this type of charge around their children. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll think it's fine that he comes in and does whatever repairs. But I would think that as a guardian or a parent, if somebody's coming in your house and they're a registered sex offender, that person would want to know. So in order for him to continue his work in construction or whatever he's doing, I will only allow that for him to be inside people's homes if he get a notarized statement from them saying that they know that he's a registered sex offender and they're not going to allow their children to be alone with him.
Your Honor, may I speak on that and address that?
Yes.
I believe this would be something where consumers should do their own research for products. They shouldn't have someone put labels out there and deter them from buying a product they want. They could do their own research. Similarly, they could check Angie's List for references, referrals. They can check background checks. They could reach out. If this was required, it would essentially cause him to lose a lot of business. He owns his own company. It'll be a financial loss to him. They could put him out of work. We would ask that if there was a different manner to have him supervised, or maybe perhaps it's just he couldn't be there remodeling unsupervised.
I mean, I could say he's not to be around minors, but, and if I'm wrong, I have no, it doesn't hurt my feelings to say, for people to say, Judge, you're wrong. But part of my role when people are on probation, I have to put conditions in place to protect the community. And what I've seen in my experience, for example, I had someone in here who was going to be placed on probation, and she stole from somebody who was elderly. And she was a home health care provider. And then on the day of her sentencing, she comes in and I put in place conditions that she's not to be a home health care provider. And the first thing that she says to me is like, I just got this great job as a home health care provider. People out there, the problem is people are not doing their research. And I could be wrong, but I don't think that anybody when they are hiring a contractor, all they want to know is, does this person do good cabinetry? Let me hire them. I don't think anybody thinks in their back of mind, let me check to see if this person's a registered sex offender or not.
I believe,
So,
if I may I respond?
yes.
I believe our senators would tell us that the burden is on the consumer to do their due diligence.
Okay.
If there's something where his work relies on remodeling and not new construction, and he gets jobs and has to provide a letter. they
No,
don't-
it's just for me, that letter to the person who is buying his product, it's not for everyone. If he is just building a home and there are no children in the home, he doesn't have to provide anything. He's just building a home. Hopefully, people don't have children playing at construction sites. But if he's going into someone's home to do repairs and that person has underage children, he's going to have to, I'm going to require that he let them know that he's a registered sex offender.
What if there's something where you could hold that in abeyance until there's some violations?
No. State, do you want to weigh in?
I think it's a reasonable request for the court, asking these consumers, or actually for them to provide notice to the consumers that they will provide safety. And it'll be up to their discretion whether or not they want to continue services with the defendant. And provided that it only applies to homes where there are children, correct?
Yes. I mean, I don't anticipate that there are children playing around new builds. But if he's going into a person's home and they have minors in their home, he needs to let them know that he's a registered sex offender.
I have no questions to that.
If the family does have children, perhaps in his contract with them, he could say that the children could not be present. That way, no letter is needed. But if the children were there, then the court could require him to tell them that. But we would ask that it not be a blanket for every case, every house that has family, he has to notify them. I think that would be a significant loss for his business. And we don't want someone to lose a job. And we had an agreement for waiving 3 of the counts. I know that you're not familiar with those reasons why, but we're hoping that this was a reasonable request, and just leave it on the families to do their due diligence.
All right. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Defendant is not allowed to work in any homes where there are children, where there are minors, unless the defendant provides written notification to the homeowner that he is required to register under Chapter 62 as a sex offender. And he's, of course, is going to be registered by the sex offender unit. And there's Chapter 62 registration. There's to be no contact with the complainant. Probation, is there anything else? All right, is there anything else that you need from the court, Mr. Sandoval?
No.
All right, the other thing I want to talk about, is there any reason why he shouldn't have jail as a condition? Does anybody want to speak to that?
Well, that's not something that we confer or discuss. I believe that would be bad if we request to do that in events, but of course, it's up to the court to make a decision.
All right, the court is going to order 60 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. All right, and I believe you said there is victim impact.
That's correct.
All right. You all may proceed.
Judge, will you get
Yes.
any credit for time served?
No.
I'll be here.
Yes.
Said, I just want you to know how much you hurt everyone. You were someone that made me become trusting, someone she was supposed to look up to, someone she loved. You were someone who was supposed to lead her through life and who she could run to when life got hard. But instead you hurt her and gave her trauma that she will have to process for the rest of her life. I wish I could say I forgive you, but I don't. But honestly, it's not my forgiveness that matters here, it's hers. My sweet innocent child is the strongest person I know, and I know that she will overcome. She is resilient, and I know that you will not break her down. You were supposed to be someone to protect her, not someone she needed protection from. You flipped our world upside down, but we will prevail. Not only did you hurt my baby, you hurt your family, who now has to grieve the person that they thought you were. I pray you seek forgiveness from God and pray for him to heal you and your family and the pain that you caused. I can't put into words fully about how much this has impacted our life. But I'm grateful that you will not be able to hurt my child or another child ever again.
All right, thank you. Okay. Armando Rodriguez?
Yes.
All right, Armando Rodriguez? Are you all asking for a continuance? or-
Yes, Judge.
Okay,
It's an MTR. He's on probation or on deferred for theft. He has a new drug case. We don't have labs back. And there's some discrepancy as to even the charge and the field weight and things. So the prosecutor just wants some time to look into it.
all right. How much time are you asking for?
The 2 weeks, I'm finding out,
All right, all right. So on on Armando Rodriguez, we're gonna recall it in 2 weeks. All right, September 30th. We'll bring you back on September 30th. Thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
Vashawn Armando Rodriguez is coming back on September 30th.
Thanks.
All right, Alfonso, who do you have?
Jordan Davis, Your Honor.
All right, Jordan Davis. And I know you were recently appointed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so do we know where we are on discovery with the dash cam and everything?
Judge, I did show Vince the video that, the video in question today here for.
All right, do you think there's any other outstanding discovery?
I don't think so, Judge. I've reviewed everything. The state has, we saw the video here in court. I think everything has been delivered over to me.
All right, and state, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Judge,
Okay, and how old are you, sir?
we.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for a plea deadline date in 3 weeks.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, let me get and thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Had to give it a program.
All right, thank you. All right, October 7th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll be back on October 7th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, who's here? Frank Torres. All right, it shows that Frank Torres is in custody.
He's on,
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Norman Sanchez. Norman Sanchez.
All right, can I see the remaining files you have, please?
Yes.
And are you doing Tawana
Yes.
Adams? Okay,
I'm still conferring with Daniel,
Okay.
trying to have a resolution.
okay.
Did you want to want to Adams?
No, he said they're gonna do something with that.
Yes. You?
I'm still doing the math here.
Well, 4 files, but I only see,
I did, yes.
attorney, the other attorneys here.
Door. The other ED?
No, if there's 4 files for defendants, I only see 1 defendant, because my file's not up there.
No, not more.
Yeah, no, yours is here.
Well, just saying I don't see the other.
Oh, okay.
the other defense attorneys.
Okay, morning. Michael Douglas? Yes. Yes. Okay. 293 days. I wrote it down. 293. Thank you. 293. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. Like, yeah. Nothing tastes like it.
All right, Norma, Nicholas Courtney. I need a reset for, let's recall that in 120 days. All right, because he's in the state hospital. And that needs to be a phantom setting. All right, Mr. Hilly,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
good afternoon. Your client, where is he?
Well, I was not able to reach out to him yet.
All right, well, a warrant is being issued.
Thank you, Your Honor. I know he's in jail on that program. I'm sure when he comes back to work, I can reach out to him. When can I bring him back? Maybe on the 26th?
Now, if he comes in tomorrow, then the court will speak with him. But for now, a warrant is going to be issued because he had this court date and he knew about it.
All right. I reach out to him to make sure hopefully he can present himself tomorrow instead of going to work from the jail. Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Tawana Adams.
All right, could I see the file on Tawana Adams, please?
We're running into, so just so that you're aware, just kind of reasonable.
All right,
So my understanding is that, Mr. Doyle, she is representing Ms. Adams on this MTR,
okay,
all of which, to be blunt, they're all violations of condition number one, criminal charges.
okay.
Which Mr. Williams isn't the appointed attorney on, so they don't have any discovery on that.
All right, and who is the appointed attorney?
Ninfa Carrillo, and technically Ninfa was appointed, the exact date, but it's June of this year.
Mhm.
For 3 cases that they're the number ones. Joanne De Hoyos was appointed a month later, so in July on the MTR. So we have,
We're attempting to work something out, Judge, but I think the issue is that since defense has no idea whether on those cases, it seems unfair to me to have to make them do
Oh.
something on them without having any of the discovery.
All right, let's do this. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
can you call Nifa Carilla?
She did text me, Judge, and said to me, just give me your door.
Okay. Well, the only problem is we're no longer allowed to do that. So if you can call the MAC and see if the MAC is okay with that, then Mr. Hoyos will be placed on those cases. Would she have any objection to that?
I have to speak with Mr. Hoyos. She's at her office today. I didn't message her about this directly.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
but
Well, what we
I'll check.
could, the other option, Norma, where is Nifa Carilla?
I think she's out of town. She wasn't secretary.
No, I understand that. Can somebody pick up the phone and call her? Does anybody have her number?
I don't.
All right, well, let me get her number just a second. All right, guys, we will be back.